Jose Mourinho sacked as Manchester United manager a couple of days ago. It's been coming, hasn't it? Performances haven't been good enough, results haven't been good enough, and the final nail in the coffin is getting hammered off Liverpool the way we did, and social media silence from the club ever since the result kind of said something was going on. And until they got a caretaker manager in place, Michael Carrick and Kieran McKenna were appointed as caretakers, and it was unveiled that Ole Gunner Solskjaer will replace Jose Mourinho until the summer. My thoughts on this is that Manchester United gave Jose Mourinho a contract extension in January because obviously he's done good work in his first season, won us the Europa League, back in the Champions League, and we won the Carabao Cup now called. And in the first half of the season, we done really well until we came up against Manchester City. I think Mourinho signed the contract on promises that he'd be getting money. Now, we purchased Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal with Henrik Mkhitaryan going the other way, and it killed the momentum that was going on the left hand side with Martial and Rashford, one starting and one coming off the bench. And United never played as well in the second half of the season as we did in the first half, and Romelu Lukaku's goals started drying up. He did finish with 27 goals in the season, and people who called him a donkey. You don't score 27 goals for Manchester United if you're a donkey. You don't see Fellaini scoring 27 goals, and he's an absolute donkey. So moving on for that, we play Sevilla in the Champions League, and we went to Sevilla and played for a 0-0 draw. We're fucking Manchester United. We don't go anywhere for a draw. Go for the win. The performance is absolutely abysmal over there. And in the return leg, after beating Liverpool, building up so much momentum and beating Liverpool, it absolutely killed the season, and the season was over. We were never going to win the league from City. They blew everyone away, and they had one of those freak seasons. So going into the summer, you're thinking, right, Jose Mourinho's got a contract extension. Are we going to give him funds to go and get what he needs to fix his squad? Clear as day to anyone watching football, not just Manchester United fans, that Manchester United need a centre back or a pair of centre backs. I think they needed a warrior and a conductor at the back to play with Victor Lindelof or Eric Bailly. I think the business we've done in the summer, Diogo Dalot, Fred and Lee Grant. Now Diogo Dalot potentially could be one of the best right backs in the world in the future. We don't know. I don't understand the Fred signing. Yeah, he looked all right in the Champions League against Man City last season, but I didn't see why we signed him, because we had Andres Pereira coming back from his loan in Spain. So with the start of pre-season and Mourinho's comments about not being happy with the squad going to America, and he takes a whole load of kids, and basically saying he was forced to take kids. Now, Manchester United's traditions and the history is steeped him in bringing young players through. The players he took away on the tour should have had a bigger impact, and we could have built a feel-good factor around that tour. It had been all about the young players, Tatis Chong, Gomez, Mason Greenwood, and like so, Axel Tuanzebe, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Pereira obviously coming back. Sorry guys, my mouth's dry. And the pre-season was an absolute disaster, culminating in getting embarrassed by the Scousers and Xherdan Shaqiri. Subsequently, it would happen again. Now, season starts with, I think we all felt very, very underwhelmed going into the start of the season, and that performance against Leicester showed what the season may hold. Jose's actions and the way he was commenting on in the media about not being backed by the board, digging players out, and he's had his relationship with Paul Pogba, and coming out and calling the guy a virus in the club it just doesn't bode well. And everyone's seen what happened on the training ground. I think it was in September when they looked at each other, and it was quite clear Mourinho did not want him there. The club didn't bask themselves in glory in covering that up. So yeah, we've not. I don't think we've seen a good performance of United this season. Possibly the Fulham game, but Fulham are dog shit. Ranieri's not saving them this season. So we get to we're defeated. We're embarrassed by Manchester City. I think we beat off Brighton this season. We were embarrassed by West Ham United, and I think we've only got 7 wins in all games this season. Yeah, we've won away at Juventus. That was luck. That was 2 set plays. Juan Mata's beautiful free kick and Fellaini causing chaos in the box. So Liverpool beat us 3-1 at Anfield. It's the first time they've beaten us in the league for 4 or 5 years, since they nearly won the league the last time. And I didn't see full game, I was at work, but everything that everyone was telling me, it was an embarrassing result. I seen the clips on Match of the Day, and I seen extended highlights off Sky. Now, it's not good enough. Go there and get beat, but the manner of, we played 3-5-2 and we played Matteo Darmian as a third centre back. It's not the answer. You leave Eric Bailly on the bench. A half-fit Eric Bailly is still better than Matteo Darmian in an unfamiliar position. And following the Liverpool result, Manchester United were very silent on social media, which led to build-up amongst fans and media. Is this going to be the end of Jose Mourinho? Now, it comes out, I woke up on Tuesday morning and Mourinho had been sacked, and the club put out a statement that Michael Carrick and Kieran McKenna would be in temporary charge until a caretaker who was completely endorsed by the club and knew the club's history and traditions turns out to be Ole Gunner Solskjaer. That pleased me immensely. Ole's a club legend and he's going to bring the feel-good factor back. Going forward, I don't know how much an impact this can have this season. Probably see the shackles lifted off a lot of the attacking players from videos I've watched of other YouTubers saying how Ole has set up his teams, and he just likes to play on the front foot and he's very adaptable when it comes to formations. Jose Mourinho being sacked. If we weren't going to back him in the summer, why did we keep him? I'd rather have a different manager in than the way it went from the summer. It was very, very disappointing. I always back my manager until the point I totally lose faith in him. He was hijacked by the board. He wanted Toby Alderweireld quite clearly from Tottenham, and the board deemed it, he's not marketable enough. My view and the view of a lot of people is, what's marketable? What do you mean by marketable? Excuse the noise, it's someone coming on Xbox Live. What's more marketable than success? Toby Alderweireld next to a Bailly or a Lindelof would have been absolutely perfect for Manchester United. Not going to say it's going to solve all the problems, but we'd have a leader at the back, something we're desperately needing, and there's been a lack of leaders for a number of years at Manchester United. Now, there's been a lot of focus on players who haven't been turning up for games, players who are played because they're Jose's favourites. Nemanja Matic being one of them, who, from what I could gather information wise, was injured at the start of the season, and for the Leicester and Brighton games, he'd had surgery, and the minute he was back in training, Mourinho put him back in. Now, he's looked awful, and I think it's because he's not had a pre-season and he needs a couple of months rest. He needs a mini pre-season. I think it's the same with Romelu Lukaku. The guy looks like he's been eating. The guy's probably about as big as me, and I'm a fat bastard. But yeah, so it's not been good enough. Ole coming in, he said the players are going to be on the front foot. Teams are going to fear us. We're not going to think about the opposition. He is going to play his way, and to be honest, I think he's going to go and try and play the United way, on the front foot, wingers, pacey wingers, pressing, harrying teams. I'm not saying we're going to go anywhere near the top 4. We're sitting 8th, and we're sitting 8th because we've simply not been good enough. The squad's there to get in the top 4, but I think the damage may already be done. Ollie's job is to rebuild the confidence of the players who haven't got it. Marcus Rashford looks a shadow of himself. I think the reaction to his miss in the young boys game, in which Fellaini scored a last minute winner. Marcus Rashford's 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Mourinho kicks his toys out the pram. Now, it takes balls to take a chance in front of 80,000 fans. Marcus Rashford's only, 20? So he's young enough and good enough to go for the chance, and no wonder he's he lost confidence. And Jose's thing with Paul Pogba, I think that had a whole detrimental effect on the squad, and enough was enough for the board after the Liverpool result. Previously, when we've sacked bosses, it's been because we've not gone into the top 4. David Moyes was sacked with, if I'm right, 5 games to go, because it was mathematically not an option to get into the Champions League. And then Louis van Gaal gets us into the Champions League, and then he's sacked a year later because he finishes 5th. The way we handled that was abysmal, but I'm not going into that. Hiring Jose Mourinho, it's an answer why it's the easy option when Pep's appointed across the city. It could have went a lot better. I think recruitment was very poor, and I don't think Mourinho ever got the proper signings he wanted. Paul Pogba is not a Jose Mourinho player. You wouldn't have seen Pogba in his Real Madrid team, his Inter Milan team, or either of his Chelsea teams. That's clearly for PR. Now, Paul Pogba's a great midfielder and potentially one of the best midfielders in the world. If he can sort his ego out and we can get the players around him, I expect on tomorrow against Cardiff that he's probably going to be back in the starting lineup. All he's knew him since he was a young lad, brought him through, and I do expect us to go and hammer Cardiff tomorrow. I'm expecting 3-4-0. We're going to get that new manager lift that everyone initially gets, and he's said it's all building to the PSG game. Now, the idea of Cavani, Neymar and Mbappe running at any of our defenders, I'm going to be honest, it gives me the shits. Hopefully we've built enough momentum by then and possibly got a defender in that can play in the latter stages of the Champions League, so we've actually got part of a chance to play against them. I've went off topic a couple of times because I was a Mourinho fan. I wanted him in the club. I wanted him at the club after Sir Alex left. The problem a new manager has now got, there is 4 managers players there, and there's Deadwood there, and there's a back 4 there that needs to go. Now, I know Ashley Young, Antonio Valencia have been great servants to the club, and they have, and whenever they've been asked to do a job, they've done it. It's not Ashley Young's fault that Mourinho's put him at right back, put him at left back, giving him the caps. He was one of Mourinho's soldiers, but they should get a good handshake. Thanks for your services. It's time to go. We're going to build it around the likes of Luke Shaw, Eric Bailly, Victor Lindelof, Diogo Dalot. We've got to get the deadwood out. Fellaini's got to go. I wouldn't be bored if Matic went. If the new manager seen fit that Lukaku was to go, you let him go and build the team around Rashford, your Martials and Lingard. I just want my club back to normal, and the manager for the job for me is Mauricio Pochettino, and we bring in Paul Mitchell as a director of football or director of recruitment, whatever job he had previously with Poch. I think he'd give the young players a chance. I think we'd develop a lot of our young players. We've got players out on loan I don't think should have been out on loan. Timothy Fosu-Mensah, absolutely brilliant player. He's been played out of position everywhere. He's not a right back, he's not a left back. He can play very well at centre back, but he's a ball winning, holding midfield player. The actual idea for me would be to play Pereira, Pogba and Timothy Fosu-Mensah, and Fosu-Mensah sitting as a pivot, or we have Ander Herrera there. We've got Axel Tuanzebe out on loan. To me, he's good enough to be playing in the first team at the moment. There's young players ripping it up in our under-18s. Mason Greenwood's going to get a chance this season under Ole, I think. If not off the bench, I think he could start. We've not got a great deal of options up top. Obviously Romelu Lukaku's out for the next 2 games on compassionate leave, which it worries me personally. After all he's been through this season, the pressure he's been under, I hope it's not depression. They're saying it's compassionate leave, so I'm guessing it's something to do with the family, and I wish him all the best, and I hope he comes back leaner, fitter, and back to the Rom we had a year ago, because that Rom a year ago is finishing chances like there's no tomorrow. We just want a bit of positivity around the club again. It's been dull probably since Sevilla, watching fan cams on fan channels, watching other YouTubers. They all feel the same. We all feel the same. They've got the problem at the club wasn't just Jose, it's the board. Woodward's not a football person. He's a great financial, commercial guy, great at bringing in the money, but we need someone in at the club who is going to think about the football, not who looks great on a billboard. Who cares what looks good on a billboard? You know what looks good on a billboard? A Premier League title, an FA Cup, a Champions League, the World Super Cup. You want to make money? Go and be successful. Go and be the greatest team in the world. We're already the biggest club in the world, next to Barcelona and Real Madrid. And everything's. I think we get a football guy in there, and everything can be geared up to being successful again. We're still a million miles off City. It kills me that Liverpool are so far ahead, and what kills me even more is some of my mates are Liverpool fans. I'm taking it in the fucking neck, and all I can do is compliment Liverpool and City. When I watched the Liverpool game tonight, it wasn't great. They deserved the 3 points. They took their chances, but they're slack at the back. Teams can get at them. I don't know how they're unbeaten this season. They will have their day. I really hope it's us that beats them at some point. I really hope it's us that takes the unbeaten streak off them 3 days before my 26th. So I hope it happens. I went off topic so many times here. I intended to just speak about Mourinho and Solskjaer coming in.